Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I'm back with another video. How are you?
I am doing super on this lovely Florida day.
I know, it's so nice out here. I hope you are all having a great extended weekend, a great Labor Day. There's a few things that I want to talk about in this video. We're going to be talking about Trisha Paytas and Ethan. There's a Mandela effect that I want to talk about. I also want to talk about something that happened at Wells Fargo, and I also want to talk about this TikToker named Be Better who calls out people. He's getting exposed
He has been canceled over on TikTok.
Time. So if you're here for all of that mess, stay tuned to this video. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is Wells Fargo, because they are making the news headlines because there is a woman that was found dead that had been in her office for 4 days. Now, my job before I was a YouTuber, I worked in a corporate office for a cable company, and I found out just how impersonal people can be. You're just another number. When you clock in, they don't care about you. You're just there to do a job, and that's basically it. Well, this story is going viral over on TikTok because people are now finally seeing that employers just do not give a shit about you.
It took this for them to see that.
It's crazy, but how sad. That is so horrible for that woman.
4 days. I mean, this poor woman went 4 days undiscovered. It's hard to believe.
And that's a question many employees are asking themselves tonight. I spoke with an employee who said that she shared her perspective on the workplace environment, and they say it's a big building, but most people don't work there on a daily basis. A Wells Fargo employee went to work the morning of Friday, August 16th, and never went home. Tempe police tell 12 News 60-year-old Denise Prudhomme scanned into work at 7 o'clock in the morning. 4 days later, police responded to the office building near Washington Street and Priest Drive for reports of a subject down. Prudhomme was declared dead. The Tempe Police Criminal Investigation Bureau is investigating, but do not suspect foul play. A Wells Fargo employee exclusively spoke with 12 News, but asked not to be recorded or identified out of fear for their job. They say a colleague found Prudhomme dead at her desk in a cubicle while walking around the building on Tuesday, August 20th. Prudhomme's cubicle was reportedly on the 3rd floor and away from the main aisle. This employee says several people had smelled a foul odor, but passed it off as faulty plumbing. They say while most Wells Fargo employees at this Tempe location work remote, the building has 24/7 security, and someone should have found Prudhomme sooner. The incident left several employees feeling scared and uneasy. This employee wants to see new safety protocols in place, telling me, quote, "It's negligence in some part." A different worker also spoke with 12 News anonymously.
It was just uncomfortable.
Again, calling on the company to do more.
Body was there about 4 days before anybody found it, before anybody walked up to her and just to say hi, make sure she's okay. She was just laying on her desk.
A Wells Fargo spokesperson previously sent 12 News a statement saying, in part, "We are deeply saddened by the tragic loss of our colleague at our Tempe office," adding counselors through our employee assistance consulting service are available to support employees. An employee tells me their direct management offered those services, addressed the incident, and told workers the building was thoroughly cleaned.
I just think how awful it is to fucking go at a Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is like the shittiest fucking bank out there. That is so sad.
That's crazy to me.
How crazy that was. It a cubicle or an office?
I believe it was a cubicle. I don't know the specifics of it, but I think it was a cubicle.
I feel like you would have more chance of seeing someone in a cubicle than you would in an office.
Regardless, anyway, her coworkers, her boss, supervisor,
should feel like shit.
They should feel like shit.
They should.
Like, how can you have something like that happen?
Nobody was wondering where Betty was.
Yeah.
For she was just taking a break.
But I want to know what you guys think about this. I think it's awful. Companies, they just don't give a shit.
Oh, it's another reason not to bank with Wells Fargo, in my opinion.
Horrible
But two, she probably has already been replaced. That's how much employers do not care about their employees.
Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is this person, Be Better. Now, he has a pretty sizable following over on TikTok.
Yeah.
And he's made his name basically exposing people.
Talking about the downfall of influencer brands.
And I genuinely like his content. It seems to come from a place of constructive criticism. I've never seen him go after anyone in a malicious way. He always, to me, presents the facts of what's really going on. I believe he's made a couple videos about Jeffree Star and his skincare line. A lot of people dragged him because of that. But most recently, he made a video about the Kamala Harris campaign. Now, I don't talk politics over here. I'm not going to get into that, but a lot of people canceled him because of of it.
Oh, and I think it is worth noting here, he is from Canada.
Yes, he's
so
Canadian.
That's one of like the main reasons that people are like so pissed at him for even talking about like U.S. politics.
Yeah. Well, the internet did what the internet does, and since he pissed the right person off, they started digging into his past and as well as his brand. And for those of you that don't know, the Be Better thing is basically a honey thing that he sells and promotes through his TikToks.
Manuka honey.
Yes.
Did not know that until yesterday. Had no idea. I just like always saw his videos, and some of them I would watch, others I wouldn't. Didn't know, but apparently he's like very shady in the business.
Well, I mean, we don't know if that's true or not. There's an account that exposes HRH collection, and it is so funny. I love this account. But they're now exposing Be Better. They're alleging all kinds of things about this brand that he's selling to his TikTok followers, saying it can do all these different things and how it's good for you. They're alleging that it's something that he's buying in another country and just slapping his name on.
Exposing Be Better honey.
I was the youngest person in Canada to graduate with an MBA.
Do you see the delusion?
If you don't know by now, he uses drama to sell herbal honey, which he uses to make loosely regulated health and wellness claims like everyone else in the supplements industry.
Flew to Greece and met with the elder of the Holy Mountain. I requested his blessing to take their wildflowers back home.
Actually, you purchase their products they sell to anyone and which can easily be bought online.
Power of this rare medicine. Before I left, I asked one of the monks how they have thrived for so many centuries without modern medicine. He told me that every morning they drink tea with fresh honey. He said that flowers and honey are nature's most sacred medicine.
Coincidentally, you can get honey from that monastery for around €16 or $18. Search for Mount Athos honey, similar prices on multiple sites and even cheaper with his wholesale discounts. You can also find herbs from that monastery in Mount Athos for a few euros or dollars. You can also just mix herbs into your own honey at home.
It was poorly researched. It was poorly articulated.
Mount Athos Monastery honey also found on Etsy.
I cannot stand the delusion.
Honestly, I'm going to need a little more context. Maybe I need to do a little bit more research, but I'm not going to get mad or upset with him unless that is something that he has strictly spoken out about before.
I had like no idea that he owned a honey company.
I didn't either. I was completely unaware.
I think that's probably for like a lot of people as well. Like I've never seen anybody talking about a honey company from him. I know that he's losing a shit ton of followers over there, like over 100,000.
I think he'll be able to come back from it. I like the way he speaks. I like the way he presents things. And unless somebody can show me something that he did is horribly wrong, I don't understand trying to cancel him. But I guess we'll see if more comes out or if he addresses it. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so this next thing is a little bit fun. You guys know I like Mandela effects. If you don't know what a Mandela effect is, it's basically when you remember something that may not necessarily be true. One good example is the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia. A lot of people remember a cornucopia.
I do.
I remember it. I remember it being
too.
there. They're
And I've
fucking
seen
with us.
pictures
They're
of it
gaslighting
online.
us, right?
Yeah.
Well, the newest one has dropped over on TikTok, and it has me shook, right? So when we all think of Christmas, we know it's coming along soon. You know the song, I'll Be Home for Christmas.
That is so crazy that we are almost at Christmas once again.
I cannot believe it. But the
my
lyrics
gosh.
of this song says, I'll be home for Christmas. And I want you guys in the comments, tell me what the next lyrics are. And then I'll be right back, and you guys can tell me what you think about this.
Be home for Christmas. You can blank on me. What's the word? Go ahead and listen. And tell me if you remember it differently.
What the fuck? No, it's a whole lot of nope. This Mandela effect shit is getting out of control. You're trying to convince millions of people that they have the same exact collective false memories. Bullshit. I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Not you can plan on me. You realize that doesn't even make sense. You can plan on me. You plan a fucking Christmas party. You count on people to be there. It's just getting to be ridiculous at this point, and now you're fucking with really iconic shit. In my best mom voice, knock it off. Is there some kind of grand plan here to make us all over 40 look like we're batshit crazy? I know I'm not crazy. It's you can count on me. You know what I can count on? My memory. I know that shit's not wrong. How many of you out there remember, you can count on me? You take whatever this shit is and take it back to whatever dimension it came from, because it does not belong here. I don't even know what's real anymore. Make it make sense.
I feel like I'm being gaslit. You can plan on me.
Yeah,
you can plan on me.
Never heard this.
Where the hell did that come from?
I do not remember that.
It's
at all.
always been, I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me.
Well, when did they change it?
I don't know.
What if it changed when
recently?
we were like kids?
No.
What if it used to be planned?
Absolutely
and now
not.
when we were kids, they came out with the
No,
other
I
version?
don't know. My entire life, it's always been, you can count on me.
Yeah.
And
Does
I don't
anybody
give a
remember
shit.
it the other way? I don't.
Honestly, truthfully, do you remember You Can Plan on Me? Is this like a different version of this song?
I do not remember that.
But I want to know what you guys think about this down below. This one actually blew me away. I've never heard this one before.
Never.
If it's not new, I guess I've had my head in the dirt for a long time. But I would stake my life on it being You Can Count on Me.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
don't
it's
wanna hear
always
the other
been.
version. I'm not interested in the plan on it. Like,
Okay, so now I guess we need to talk about Trisha Paytas and Ethan Klein. We made a video over on your channel discussing how Ethan basically said that Moses can suck his dick, and it kind of like really got under my skin. But I have some opinions about this whole thing with Trisha Paytas, Moses, Ethan, Hila, and it may be inflammatory to some of y'all. I'm not coming for Ethan. I think that Ethan does his own thing with H3. I think Trisha does her own thing. There's been this whole resurgence of people wanting frenemies to come back. I don't think that would be good for either party involved. I just think it would cause more problems, and we've gotten to a point now where Ethan is lashing out, saying that Moses should suck his dick.
well, the reason that he's saying that to him is because he is saying that Moses, every time that Ethan will like mention his name on the podcast or just anywhere, I guess, in general, Moses will go to his mom, which is obviously Hila's mother as well, and it kind of like puts her in the middle of it. So he's sick of that because he's like, you're a grown man. Ethan's obviously a grown man as well. Why is that even like a thing that's happening?
Moses, if you're watching this, and I know you are, listen to me very clearly, you loser. You're a grown man that cries and bitch and pisses to his mom every time I mention your name. Stop. I don't care. I will never stop talking about you. You can bitch and cry and spit and moan every time to your mommy, because anytime, and it's not even when I'm like mean. It's like anytime I talk about him at all. And it's like, guess what, bitch? This is who I am, and I will never stop. I will talk about you whenever I want. Okay? So cry more, you loser. I will never stop. And guess what? I just don't care anymore. And we're on the same page. We're on the same page, me and Hila. Suck my send that to I mean, really, generally, just this is the only way I can think to like this to stop him bothering his poor mom.
This should help.
He's always well, like I need to make a point that like he will never succeed in what he's trying to do. He will only ever make it worse. And he keeps inserting his poor mom into the middle of conflict and like not giving her. It's all like one-sided because we don't go to her and complain about them to her because we're adults. Sure. We have lives. Like, dude, you have children to take care of. Just be a man, okay? Whatever that means. Being a man is, there's lots of ways to be a man. And be a woman. Be a woman. And I mean that in the sense of like being a man.
That's his mom. If he wants to have a conversation with his mom, he's free to do so. I don't know who Ethan thinks he is to say that Moses can't have a conversation with his own mother about what's going on. Do we know if his mom's asking, or is it that Moses is just running to her? Either way, it's his mom. I think he's free to talk to her if he so chooses. But here's my other thing. We have not heard Moses speak of Ethan, Hila, anyone. We never hear Trisha talk about Ethan, Hila, or anyone. We all know about this falling out. We all know that frenemies ended, and it just seems like Ethan will not let it go. I've never seen Trisha address it. I've never seen Moses address it. I don't even know why he acknowledges Tana when she brings up bringing frenemies back, because that only causes problems. And to be honest, Tana is a divisive bitch. Let's be clear.
Apparently there was another poker match with the influencers last night, and people are saying that Tana once again brought up the frenemies thing to Ethan, which is very interesting timing because this is obviously after what we're talking about right now, where he told Moses to suck his dick. So it's kind of like, read the room, bitch.
I just wish that they would keep this shit off the internet.
So from my comment section on my video where we discussed this, a lot of people were saying that it's actually like the guests of, like when they're on the podcast, that bring it up more so than Ethan or Hila. So maybe they need to tell all their podcast guests and their friends, like, hey, you know what? We know people love frenemies, and yeah, obviously it's like a hot topic for people, and it'll be like a sound bite and whatever. Maybe not bring it up on the podcast.
I can only imagine that would be really annoying to have people continually ask you to bring this back, bring this back, bring this back. But there needs to be some kind of boundary that Ethan's going to set there, because is he going to address this every single time somebody asks him that and have a blow up and get mad on the internet?
Girl gives the clicks, gives the views.
It's so clear that he has a strong anathema for Moses. He does not like him. He doesn't like him. And the more that he gets on the internet and talks about this situation, the more people are going to talk about it. It's never going to die. But I want to know what you guys think about this. I think it would be better off if they just left it off the internet. internet, truly.
You know what? Also, another thing that people were putting down in my comment section, it would be so much better for them to just leave this completely off the internet in
They
general.
need to.
Because can you imagine if they got back together and they did frenemies and like the kids were like bonding together, all that kind of shit, and then all of a sudden there's a huge fucking blow up between Trisha and Ethan, or Moses and Hila, and everyone's like snatched apart? That's not fair.
You know what's going to be really crazy about it? Those kids grow up really fast, and they're putting all of this on the internet for their kids to be able to see later. And that makes me sad because we haven't seen Trisha Paytas or Moses put anything like this on the internet. But again, I want to know what you guys think about this. If you followed this whole thing with Trisha, frenemies, and Ethan Klein, I'm not coming for either one of them. I just wish that they would both move on, and I wish that they would not bring this up on the internet. And so far, I think Trisha and Moses have done a great job of that. But if you made it this far in this video and you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like it and leave me your favorite emoji down below. I'm not going to pick one today. Just leave me a few of your favorites. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your Labor Day, and I will see you all in my next video.
Bye.
Bye, guys.